Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Ina and in this video I show you how to bake this exquisite Easter cake. The Easter eggs don't have to be searched for, as the Easter bunny is also locked down. The filling is basically a mousse au chocolat but without cream. The dough is made with roasted hazelnuts and no flour is used. That's why the cake stays nicely mellow. In the contrary, after a day it will be even more luscious. It means also it shouldn't be prepared in the last minute, a fact that I like very much because in that last minute I have other things to do. How it is prepared I show you now. You start by roasting 200 grams of hazelnuts at 160 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. In the meantime you prepare the cake tin like shown. On the side it is not to be greased. I want the cake to rise evenly, that's why I'm covering the side with a towel. It isolates the batter situated near the rim, and so the outer side of the dough will prevent from rising and drying quicker than the center. And that's how you will end with an evenly risen cake. The by then roasted hazelnuts you transfer into a bowl for cooling. Then you rub off the skin, either with your hands or wrapped in a towel. Then you grind it as finely as possible. You separate the yolk from the egg whites and remember no yolk or fat in the egg white. Then you start beating it, add the sugar and you keep beating until you have stiff peaks, or the egg white keeps the shape like shown here. After that the egg yolks are prepared. You add 1 tablespoon of ideally hot water as well as the other 50 grams of sugar. This mixture you beat until it gets thick and almost white and creamy. The egg yolks are now poured over the egg whites. On top you put the ground hazelnuts. On lowest speed, these 3 components are now mixed in, and be careful not to destroy the structure of the egg whites. While stirring, I'm turning the bowl like shown, what makes the procedure easier. Terminating in time is the only challenge in this process, which took all in all only 30 seconds, and I show it here in real time and in full length. For finishing, I'm mixing in the last parts with the help of a dough scraper. If here and there remain some spots of egg white, it is not a broken leg, and with practice comes routine. Now you fill the batter into the prepared cake tin, and into the oven it goes for 40 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius. After baking, I'm turning the cake tin upside down for 15 to 20 minutes. The first few times I did this I felt rather uncomfortable with it, but it always worked out. After that time I'm cutting off the dough from the rim with a sharp knife, take off the towel and the rim, and also remove the bottom so the cake can cool completely on a cake wire. If you don't feel like roasting and grinding the hazelnuts, you can of course buy them already ground and skip the roasting process. The cake will taste differently, but it will still make an exquisite cake to be proud of. In the next step, the chocolate mousse filling has to be prepared. Therefore, you chop chocolate of 70% cacao content, put it into a small metal bowl together with the chunks of butter. The eggs are separated, the whites given into a beating boiler and beaten to stiff peaks together with the icing sugar. For melting the chocolate, you put it on a double boiler. When butter and chocolate melt, you mix it in well and take it off the heat. Now you put the beating boiler on the double boiler and beat the egg whites until it gets lukewarm. Best trying with the back side of your finger, it just needs a little warmth. Then you add the egg yolks and mix it in, and ready you are. This supplementary procedure facilitates the incorporating of the chocolate. The chocolate is scraped to one side of the bowl and poured over the turning whisks so that the chocolate mixes in immediately into the eggs. But we all have only 2 hands, and so you have to drop the mixer for scraping in the remaining chocolate into the future chocolate mousse. One short mixing in Please stop in time, and the final touches are here as well done with a dough scraper. Please pay attention to the chocolate on the bottom of the bowl. Just trust your guts and may the force be with you. Next, the completely cool cake has to be cut horizontally. Behind the cake I have placed a thick wooden board, serving the tip of my long knife as a guidance, so that by all means the cut will not be lopsided or sloping. And I can put the upper half on the board as long as I'm coating the bottom half with a chocolate filling. For that I'm using more or less 1/3 of the mousse. Please take care to apply enough on the edge. With a steady hand you then place the upper half on top of it correctly, as it can't be moved. Next you coat the cake on the side. I admit it's a little bit tricky. Therefore I put some mousse on a spoon and apply it from there. Finally I smooth it down. The remaining mousse, which is hopefully the last third, is then put on top and as well smoothed down. You can bake the cake one day, let it cool and keep it in cling film. Then you prepare the chocolate mousse and do the filling the next day. After that it should rest for another 24 hours or overnight in the fridge so that the chocolate mousse can set. Without touching it, you put a cake ring around, cover it with cling film and store it in the fridge. In order to lighten the cake optically, you craft some flowers from marzipan. You take a little bit of it, work in some icing sugar and 1 drop of bitter almond oil. You form a log, roll it out and then cut it in half lengthwise. Then you make some incisions, first close, then more spaced. Then you roll it up beginning on the more delicate side, bend the petals down and ready you are. And now the fun part starts, the decoration. Put on some gloves and place the bunnies and the Easter eggs and the flowers to your liking. And now you can start the feast. Not only is the cake a real eye-catcher, taste-wise it is sensational, and it may not be a genuine comforter of soul, but I promise it makes life more enjoyable. I hope I could inspire you to bake this cake on your own. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, even if I'm new here. Ingredients and amounts you will find in the description below. Have fun cooking, see you soon and bye bye.